Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most chilling, unexplained mysteries from the frozen ends of the earth. Imagine an endless white silence, stretching for miles, broken only by the howl of the wind. But what if, in that absolute quiet, something else was whispering? Something ancient, something not quite human. That's where our story begins, in the heart of Antarctica, where a faint, rhythmic pulse started echoing through the air. It was barely audible at first, a steady beat repeating every 4.7 seconds. When scientists first picked it up, they brushed it off as an equipment glitch, a harmless anomaly. But then, the pulse changed. It began to shift, to morph, almost as if it was trying to communicate, like a voice reaching out from the static. This wasn't just a glitch anymore. It was an invitation. Fast forward to 1983. A British research team stationed near the South Pole found themselves at the center of this strange phenomenon. The signal became a nightly ritual, appearing precisely at 3:15 a.m. It was low, mechanical, yes, but with an unsettling, organic undertone like a heartbeat mingled with a whisper. This wasn't just random noise. It had a rhythm, a presence. Driven by curiosity and a touch of scientific daring, the team worked to triangulate its source. Their findings were baffling. The signal was coming from an abandoned Soviet outpost, a place known only as Station Echo 7. But here's where it gets even stranger. When they tried to contact the Soviets for records, the response was outright denial. No such station, they claimed. No personnel, no record. Just silence. Yet, satellite images told a different story. Beneath layers of snow and ice, a faint geometric structure could still be seen, circular, metallic, and buried deep. It was undeniably there. By late 1984, the mystery had grown too compelling to ignore. A joint expedition was assembled, 6 brilliant researchers, 2 seasoned military advisors, and a dedicated radio specialist. Their mission? To descend into the frozen void and uncover the truth behind the persistent signal. What they were about to discover would challenge everything they understood about technology, about science, and maybe even about reality itself. Get ready, because this rabbit hole goes deeper than you can imagine. The entrance to Echo 7 was like something out of a nightmare, a rusted hatch, half swallowed by ice, protruding from the desolate landscape. It shouldn't have been there. The design itself was alien. No Cyrillic script, no Soviet insignia. Instead, a strange triangular symbol was etched into the weathered steel, a premonition of the unknown. As they forced the hatch open and stepped inside, the air was stale, thick, and colder even than the biting Antarctic wind outside. The walls of the facility were a bizarre tapestry of copper wiring and glass tubes, filled with an unknown liquid that still pulsed with a faint, eerie glow. This was no ordinary base. Deeper within, they found what looked like living quarters, perfectly preserved, almost as if time itself had frozen there. Half-eaten meals lay on tables, solid ice now. Beds were unmade, journals splayed open, filled with writing in a language none of them recognized. A ghost of a forgotten presence. But one of the scientists, Dr. Emily Cross, claimed she could understand it, not just read it, but feel it. She described the writing not as words, but as sound frequencies, an acoustic code that bypassed traditional language entirely. She said it felt like the code was reading her, rather than the other way around. A chilling connection to something beyond human comprehension. Then came the whisper. The moment the radio specialist reactivated the station's dormant power system, every light within Echo 7 flickered in unison. The temperature plummeted, a sudden, icy breath. Their headsets crackled to life, filled with a layered static deep, rhythmic, and unmistakably human. And then, a single word, cutting through the noise, clear as a bell. Emily. Dr. Cross froze, a silent scream trapped in her throat. No one else heard the word clearly, but they all felt it, the oppressive pressure in the air, the deep vibration resonating through the floor, the chilling, undeniable sense of being watched. This wasn't just a signal anymore. It was a direct address. The team leader, gripped by an instinct of pure terror, immediately ordered a retreat. But it was too late. Before they could move, a blinding surge of light erupted from the central chamber, a white-hot flash that consumed everything. Instruments fried, compasses spun wildly, and every single watch in the facility stopped, frozen at exactly 3:15 a.m., the precise moment the signal had always begun. The station had awoken. Only 3 members of the expedition made it back to base. Disoriented, frostbitten, and deeply traumatized, They reported harrowing tales, vivid hallucinations, persistent voices whispering from the static, and a pervasive, low hum that followed them, clinging to their minds even after they'd stripped off their gear. The others? They were never found. The official report, hastily crafted, blamed their disappearance on an unprecedented blizzard. A convenient lie to bury an inconvenient truth. Months later, the surviving scientist, Dr. Emily Cross, was found in her quarters at McMurdo Station, scrawling furiously. She was writing, not in English, but in that same strange acoustic script from Echo 7. It covered the walls, the floor, even her own skin. Her final notebook entry, hauntingly simple, read, "It's not a signal. It's an opening, a gateway to something incomprehensible." After that, the Whispering Station project was sealed by international order. All coordinates for Echo 7 were erased from Antarctic maps, scrubbed from existence. But stories, like signals, have a way of persisting. Radio enthusiasts, the kind who spend sleepless nights chasing faint frequencies, claim that on clear, windless nights, if you tune your shortwave to 4.7 for 1 megahertz, you can still hear the pulse. And if you listen long enough, they say, it begins to change. The rhythm slows. The whispers start to form words. Some say it repeats names. Others, with a shiver, claim it predicts disasters before they happen. But the most chilling stories come from those who dared to try and trace it. In 2006, a Polish expedition, fueled by a mixture of scientific curiosity and morbid fascination, attempted to locate Echo 7 using GPS data recovered from long-declassified Soviet archives. Their last transmission was a distorted phrase, completely undecipherable at the time. Years later, sound engineers, working tirelessly, managed to reverse it. The words that emerged, clear and cold, sent a fresh wave of terror through the scientific community. The door is open again. Since then, no one has dared to go back. But something's been happening. Antarctic weather stations occasionally pick up bursts of unexplained electromagnetic activity, precisely at 3:15 a.m., matching the exact pattern from 1983. And just last year, a NOAA satellite caught a momentary flash beneath the ice, geometric, circular, metallic, like a structure waking up. Perhaps Echo 7 was never built by the Soviets. Perhaps it was something they discovered, something they couldn't turn off. Maybe it's still transmitting, not just to us, but through us. So, if you ever find yourself awake at 3:15 a.m. and a faint, rhythmic pulse starts to hum through your radio, don't answer. You never know who or what might be listening on the other end. What do you think about this chilling Antarctic mystery? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this story as fascinating and terrifying as I did, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the unknown, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.